The sky was dark around the galaxy zone. Stars blinked in the distance like tiny lamps. Quiet and cold, Ravi sat inside his small scout ship, checking the controls. His job was simple: patrol the edge of the system, scan for anything strange, and report back. It was supposed to be peaceful. He had done this many times before. Most patrols were boring: empty space, silence, and nothing but dust. Ravi liked it that way. It gave him time to think, to rest, and to stay away from the noise of the main world's dot. But today, something changed. His screen blinked. A signal appeared. It was weak, almost broken. Ravi leaned forward. The signal was old style, not used in modern ships. It came from a small transport floating near a group of slow-moving asteroids. He tapped a few buttons. The computer showed the ship's name, Covaline 17. No record in the database. Strange. It had no movement, no reply. Just that broken signal. Ravi didn't like surprises. Still, rules were clear. If he saw a distress call, he had to check. He put on his light armor suit, grabbed his scanner, and moved the ship closer. As he reached the transport, he saw no lights inside. The ship looked old. Parts of the outer hull were scratched. A few panels were open like someone left in a hurry. Ravi carefully locked his scout ship to the airlock and entered. The hallway inside was dark. Lights flickered. Air was thin but safe. He moved slowly. His scanner showed low power and no clear life signs. Just one faint reading deep inside the ship. He passed empty seats, broken tools, and open boxes. There was no sound, no sign of a fight, no blood, no damage. Just emptiness. Then he heard something. A soft sound. Not metal. Not a machine. It was a small laugh. Ravi stopped. He turned his head and pointed the scanner toward the sound. It came from a side room. The door was open just a little. He stepped closer and pushed the door gently. Inside, there was a small chair, a round table, and a soft bed. On the bed sat a child. She looked about 4 years old. Her skin was smooth silver, glowing faintly under the low light. Her eyes were big and green like emeralds. Her hair was white, short and soft. She held a small round toy in her hand. When she saw Ravi, she smiled. Her smile was wide, full of trust. She pointed at him with her small finger and said something he didn't understand. Ravi didn't move for a second. He looked around the room. No one else was there. The scanner showed only one life form, just the girl. He stepped forward slowly. The girl didn't seem afraid. She kept smiling and showed him her toy. "Who are you?" Ravi asked gently. She tilted her head and said something again in a soft voice. It was a language Ravi didn't know, maybe a mix of human and alien words. He knelt down and checked her with the scanner. She was healthy. No wounds. But her DNA. Skin made his hand stop. She was part human. The other part was not in his database. A rare mix. Ravi looked around again. The ship was too small to hide many people. He searched the rest of it quickly. No signs of parents or crew. Only empty rooms and old supplies. The engines were dead. The ship had been floating for days, maybe weeks. He returned to the girl. She sat calmly, now playing with a small glowing cube. Ravi sighed. He opened his comm link and spoke to his ship's AI, Xena. Send a message to the nearest space station. Found a lost child. Half human. No guardians in sight. Need support. Message. Sent. No reply yet. He picked up the girl gently. She rested her head on his chest without fear. "I'll take you somewhere safe," Ravi whispered. Back on his ship, he gave her food and water. She ate happily. He wrapped her in a warm blanket and watched her fall asleep in the small medical bed. She looked peaceful. Ravi sat down and checked the records again. Nothing matched. No lost reports. No alerts. No families searching for a child like her. His mind was full of questions. Where did she come from? Why was she alone? Who left her on that ship? And why did she point at him like she knew him? He didn't feel like a hero. He just followed his duty. But now something felt different. Like this was more than a rescue. He leaned back in his seat, looking at the sleeping girl. Far out in space, a reply came to his message. A ship was on its way. It would arrive in a few hours. The message came with a name, a woman named Minna. No other details. Ravi saved the message and looked at the girl again. She smiled in her sleep, as if dreaming something sweet. He didn't know what was coming, but he had a feeling that this patrol was just the beginning. The girl slept quietly in the small bed inside Ravi's ship. Her white hair glowed a little under the soft light. Ravi watched her, still unsure how she ended up alone in that broken transport. She had not cried, not once. She trusted him without fear. That made him feel strange. He was a scout, not a caretaker. But somehow, he could not look away from her face. Xena, the ship's AI, spoke calmly. Approaching vessel detected. Identification unknown. Small passenger class ship. Requesting docking permission. Ravi stood up and took a breath. Show me the visual. The screen showed a silver ship, smooth and round, without any weapons. It looked like a private traveler's ship, not a military one. A message followed. This is Minna requesting to board. I received your message about the child. Please respond. Ravi pressed the comm. Permission granted. Dock on port side. Prepare for inspection. He waited at the airlock as the ship connected. The door slid open, and a woman stepped in. She was tall, with long black hair tied back. Her clothes were simple, clean, and light brown. She wore a translator badge on her chest. Her eyes were dark, and they locked on Ravi the moment she entered. Ravi looked at her carefully. She looked human, maybe from one of the border colonies. Her expression was serious, but not cold. Are you Minna? Ravi asked. She nodded slowly. Yes, I came for the girl. Where is she? Ravi didn't move yet. Before that, I need to ask, who are you to her? Minna hesitated. Her lips trembled slightly, but she kept her voice steady. I am her mother. Ravi watched her face. She was not lying. Her voice held something deep. Worry. Pain. Maybe fear. He nodded and turned toward the medical room. She's resting. Come. Minna followed him silently. When they entered, the girl opened her eyes and sat up. She blinked once, then smiled wide. She jumped off the bed and ran to Minna, arms open. Minna caught her and held her close, her hands shaking. For a moment, she said nothing, just held the girl tightly. Then the girl looked over her mother's shoulder and pointed at Ravi. Dad. She said with a happy voice. Ravi froze. Minna froze too. The room became still. Ravi blinked. What did she say? Minna's eyes were wide. Her mouth opened a little, but no sound came out. She slowly turned toward Ravi, her arms still around the child. She called you that? The girl nodded and said it again. Dad. Ravi took a step back. That can't be right. I don't even know you. I've never seen you before. Minna sat down, holding the child in her lap. Her face turned pale, and she looked down. I didn't expect this, she whispered. Ravi crossed his arms. You better explain. Now, Minna looked up. Her eyes were wet. She nodded. 5 years ago, I was part of a peace mission. A group of humans and aliens trying to build trust between border colonies. You were there. Your name was Ravi. You worked as a tech officer, helping build new shield systems. Ravi frowned. I don't remember any of that. I know, because they took your memory. Just before the attack, Ravi's chest felt heavy. He sat on the chair near the wall. Keep talking. We met on that mission. We became close. Not just friends. I didn't think I would feel that way about a human. But I did. You were kind. You made me laugh. You made me feel safe. She paused, her hand stroking the girl's soft hair. Then the attack came. A secret group from the Alliance. They wanted to stop the peace project. They attacked the base. You helped me escape. But before we left, you were captured. I thought you were gone. Ravi listened, his face unreadable. Later, I found out. You survived, but they erased your memory. They wanted to remove all proof of your part in the mission. You were part of something important. Something they feared. I couldn't go back. I had to hide. She looked at the child again. Then she was born. I named her Luma. She is part of both of us. Ravi stared at the floor. His thoughts spun like a storm. He didn't remember her. But her voice, her face. Something felt familiar in a quiet way. Why did she call me that? She's never seen me. Mina's voice was soft. She always dreamed of you, described you. I never showed her a picture. I didn't have one. But she said she would know her father when she saw him. Ravi looked at the child. Luma smiled at him and waved. He stood up slowly and walked over. He knelt down beside her. You think I'm your father? She nodded and touched his hand. You feel like him, she said. Ravi didn't know what to say. He looked at Mina. Why now? Why come out of hiding? I saw the signal. I feared it might be her. I had been searching ever since the old ship went missing. I thought she was lost forever. But then you found her. It had to be fate. Ravi sat back down. I don't remember anything. But I want to help her. I want to keep her safe. Mina's eyes softened. She nodded. I believe you. Maybe your memory is gone. But your heart is the same. They sat in silence for a while. Luma picked up her glowing cube and offered it to Ravi. You can play too, Dad. Ravi took it slowly and smiled. Maybe I can. The scout ship moved through the stars, slow and steady. Inside, the air was calm. But Ravi's thoughts were not. He sat at the table in the control room, hands folded, eyes fixed on the screen that showed the stars ahead. Behind him, Mina stood, quiet, holding Luma's small hand. Luma had just eaten and was now drawing pictures on a small screen pad. She hummed softly, her voice full of peace. Ravi watched her from the corner of his eye. Every time she smiled, a strange warmth touched his heart. He could not explain it. She was a stranger, but also something more. Mina stepped closer. We need to talk, she said. Ravi nodded. Yes, I need to know everything, even the things that may hurt. Mina sat down across from him. She placed a small metal cube on the table. It glowed blue. Ravi leaned forward. This is a memory key, she said. It holds parts of your past. I saved what I could before I left the base. Ravi touched the cube, but nothing came to him. No memory returned. Mina looked down. They didn't just block your memory. They sealed it using neural locks, special tech made by the Alliance. It was part of a test. A test? Ravi asked. She nodded. 5 years ago, the Alliance started watching humans closely. Some of you were changing, learning faster, thinking quicker, healing faster. Quiet evolution. Not all humans showed it, but some did. You were one of them, Ravi. Frowned. I never felt special. That's because they never gave you the chance. When the project started, they found out you were changing. They said you were dangerous. Too advanced. You didn't even know. But I saw it. You could repair machines twice as fast. You picked up new languages in days. They feared what you might become. Ravi leaned back in his seat, his mind heavy. So they erased me. Mina nodded. They erased you, but not your nature. That is why you found Luma. That is why she found you. Ravi looked at the girl. She had finished her drawing. It showed 3 figures holding hands under a big sun. One figure looked like him, one like Mina. The small one in the middle was clearly Luma. He smiled. She really believes it. She feels it, Mina said. She doesn't need proof. She knows. Ravi turned back to her. Why didn't you come for me earlier? I tried, Mina said. But I had to protect Luma. After you vanished, I was hunted. Some in the Alliance wanted to take her too. She's like you. She's learning at an incredible speed. They would have taken her if they knew. Ravi stood up and walked to the window. I lost my life, my memories, my future, and yet she still sees me as her father, even without knowing who I am. Because you are, Mina said. Memory or not, you chose to protect her. You didn't leave her behind. You cared. Ravi turned and walked to Luma. He sat beside her. What are you drawing now? He asked. A house, she said. For us. Ravi smiled again, then looked at Mina. What now? There's a station near the edge of the rim belt, Mina said. It's called Darrow 9. A man there helps people recover memories. If we go there, we may be able to unlock your past. But it's risky. The Alliance may be watching. Ravi nodded. It's worth the risk? Minna looked at him, her voice calm but strong. Are you ready for what you might find? Ravi looked at Luma. She had now drawn a tree next to the house. I don't care what I find, he said. I just want to protect her. Mina's eyes softened. She nodded. We'll go to Darrow 9, Xena. The AI responded at once. Course set. Estimated arrival in 10 hours. Ravi turned off the lights in the control room. The stars outside burned bright, like tiny fires in a black sea. He sat with Luma and helped her draw, for the first time in years. He felt something that was missing before. It was not a memory. It was something stronger. It was purpose. Hours passed. Ravi rested for a while, then returned to the control room. Minna was already there. She turned when he entered. I wanted to tell you something else. What is it? He asked. There's a part of the memory block that connects to emotion. The more time you spend with her, the more those blocks may break on their own. I saw it happen with someone else, someone like me. Minna nodded. The Alliance called them sparks. Humans showing new growth. Not powers, just strong minds. Clear hearts. You were one of the highest risk cases. Ravi raised an eyebrow. Why risk? Because you had no hate. You only wanted peace. That scared them more than anything. Ravi laughed lightly. Strange reason to be feared. They fear unity, Minna said, because unity brings strength. Ravi looked at the stars again. I never asked for any of this. But now that I'm here, I won't run. Minna smiled. That's who you always were. They stood in silence, the ship moving through space toward Darrow 9. Ravi looked back at the room where Luma was sleeping. I'm not sure if I will ever be the man she remembers in her dreams, he said. Minna walked beside him. She doesn't want the man from her dreams. She wants the man who came to find her. Ravi placed a hand on the wall. Then I'll be that man. And with that, they flew on, toward the edge of the system, and toward the truth. The ship glided through the empty path between stars. Darrow 9 was not far now. It was a quiet station on the far side of the rim belt. Ravi stood near the main screen, watching the space ahead. He had not slept much. His thoughts stayed busy with memories that never came. Behind him, Luma played with a small cube that changed color when she touched it. Minna was reading a file on her tablet. She had been silent for a while. Are you sure this man can help? Ravi asked. Minna looked up. His name is Dran. He worked in memory labs before the Alliance shut him down. Now he lives in quiet places and helps people like us. People like me, Ravi said. Minna nodded. He helped someone I knew. She had the same memory blocks. He unlocked them without using painful machines. He uses voice triggers and emotion links. Ravi looked toward Luma. And she is the trigger for me. Yes, Minna said. She might be the key to everything. Xena's voice came from the speaker. Approaching Darrow 9, station security requests reason for docking. Ravi tapped the console. Tell them it's a private health visit. Approved. Docking in 2 minutes. Darrow 9 appeared on the screen. It was smaller than Ravi expected. It looked like a floating tower, built with silver and gray parts. Lights blinked slowly on each level. Ships were docked in quiet lines. The ship connected to the port. A soft click told them they were ready to step out. Ravi picked up his pack. Minna helped Luma into her small jacket. She held her mother's hand tightly. Ravi walked beside them. Inside, the station felt old. The walls were clean but had scratches. The lights were dim. A soft voice guided them through the halls until they reached a metal door with a yellow sign. Minna pressed the bell. A moment later, the door opened. A short man with wide eyes and white hair looked at them. He wore a long coat with many pockets. Minna, he said with a smile. I did not think I would see you again. You're still here, Dran, Minna replied. That means you're still brave. Dran laughed and stepped aside. Come in, all of you, inside. The room was full of small machines and glowing tools. Screens showed moving brain maps and strange symbols. Dran looked at Ravi and nodded. So this is the man with the missing past. Ravi stepped forward. That's me. Name is Ravi. I want to know who I was. Dran looked at Luma. She was holding Ravi's hand now. She will help you more than I can, Dron said. But I will guide the path. They sat down. Dron placed a soft band around Ravi's head. It had no wires, just small silver dots. This will not hurt. It reads the layers of your mind and shows me where the blocks are. Ravi closed his eyes. The machine HUMMED.DRON watched the screen. Your memory is sealed deep. Strong lock. But I see something. The lock is connected to your emotions. Dron turned to Minna. Speak to him. Use real moments. Let her speak too. Minna leaned forward. Ravi, do you remember the lake on Tharo 3? You said the water felt like glass? You helped build a shelter for 2 children who had no home. You stayed awake all night when one was sick. Ravi's eyes remained shut, but his fingers moved slightly. Dron nodded. Good, it is starting. Luma climbed into Ravi's lap and placed her small hand on his chest. Dad, I drew another picture for you. It is all 3 of us. We are sitting on grass and eating round fruit. You said the yellow one was your favorite. Ravi breathed deeply. A small light blinked on the screen. Dron smiled. One wall is breaking. More memories came in small pieces. A firelight, a voice laughing, a name whispered in the dark, a touch of someone's hand. Ravi opened his eyes slowly. I saw her. I saw Minna. I saw the child before she was born. I remember holding a crystal. I remember hiding from guards. I was not afraid then. Minna smiled. That was the real you. Dron stood back. The rest will come with time. The mind cannot open all at once. But the main block is weaker now. Ravi stood up. He felt lighter. Thank you, he said. Dron nodded. Be careful. If you broke the lock, others may feel it. The ones who placed it may come. Minna's smile faded. The Alliance, Ravi turned to her. They know I survived. They may not stop. Dron gave him a small device. This will hide your signal. Use it when you travel. It won't last forever, but it will buy you time. They thanked Dron and left the room. As they walked back through the halls of the station, Ravi felt different. Not stronger, not faster, just more complete. On the way back to the ship, they passed a group of traders. One of them stared at Ravi for a moment longer than normal. Minna saw it too. We need to leave now. Back on the ship, Xena reported new scans. A small fighter ship entered the zone. No ID tag. It is paused near Darrow 9. Ravi sat in the pilot's chair. They found us. Minna secured Luma in the seat behind him. What do we do? Ravi looked at the stars ahead. We don't run. We move forward. We find a place where they can't reach us. He tapped the controls. Xena, set course to the unseen belt. Find a world with no beacon. Confirmed. As the ship pulled away from Darrow 9, Minna touched Ravi's shoulder. You're not the same man who came into my life years ago. No. Ravi said, I'm better now, because I have something to fight for. He turned to Luma. For her. The stars stretched ahead, and the past was no longer lost. Ravi's ship flew fast through the dark of space. The stars around them were silent. But inside the ship, everything was alert. Ravi sat at the control desk, checking scans every few seconds. Minna sat beside him, her face calm but focused. Behind them, Luma slept in her safety chair, holding her glowing toy cube close to her chest. To Xena, the ship's AI spoke softly. Tracking signal detected. Unmarked fighter ship is still following. Distance closing. Ravi leaned forward. How long? Before they reach us, for ours at current speed. Minna looked at him. We can't run forever. I know, Ravi said. But we're not ready for a fight either. He stood and walked to the small gear closet. Inside, he found a sealed box marked with his old code. He opened it and pulled out a long case. When he opened it, Minna's eyes widened. You kept it? Ravi nodded. It was locked away. I didn't even remember putting it here. Inside the case was a staff-shaped device. Not a weapon, but a tool used by high-level engineers in the peace missions. It could create strong magnetic fields, block energy blasts, and open coded doors. I don't want to fight, Ravi said, but I'll protect Luma. Minna nodded and reached for her own tool. A scanner that could send out false signals too. Confused enemy ships. Ravi looked back at Luma. She doesn't even know what danger is following us. Minna spoke with care. She knows more than we think. Just then, Luma opened her eyes. She sat up and looked at both of them. I had a dream, she said. What kind of dream? Ravi asked. There was a loud ship. It was angry. But we flew through a bright light and found a quiet place. It had green trees and soft wind. Minna smiled. Sounds like hope. Ravi turned to Xena. Do we have a course to an uncharted world? Xena replied at once. Yes, one match found. Planet. Name is not listed. Conditions are safe. Force and clean water detected. Set course, Ravi said. Course set. Arrival in 2 hours. The ship changed direction. Ravi watched the fighter ship fall behind for a moment, then adjust and follow again. They're not giving up, Minna said. They won't, Ravi answered. Not until they know what I am. 2 hours passed like minutes. The tension in the ship grew with each passing scan. When the planet came into view, it looked peaceful. Blue rivers, wide green lands, and white clouds floating above the surface. Xena reported quickly, entering orbit, preparing to land. As the ship dropped lower, alarms beeped. Enemy ship entering atmosphere. Weapons detected. Ravi stood up. We'll land fast. Use the hills for cover. The ship landed near a rocky valley, hidden under thick trees. As soon as the ship touched the ground, Ravi ran to the storage bay. We need to prepare for ground contact. Minna helped Luma into a backpack seat designed for quick moves. Ravi loaded his tool staff and linked it to the ship's shield system. Minna activated a field jammer that would block scans for a few minutes. They stepped outside. The air was fresh, the sky wide and blue. Birds flew between the trees, and wind moved through the leaves. Ravi looked up. Stay low. Move to the cave near that cliff. They moved quickly through the trees. Behind them, they heard the sound of another ship landing. Then silence. Ravi led them to a small cave hidden behind vines. It was dry and safe. Stay here, he said. I'll go check. Minna caught his arm. Don't go alone. Ravi shook his head. I have to draw them away. He stepped out and moved quietly through the trees. His steps were laid. His mind was clear. He didn't feel fear now. He felt ready. Near the landing site, he saw two figures in black armor. They moved with silent steps, holding scanners and light weapons. One of them looked around and spoke into a device. Target is near. Memory block broken. Orders are to capture alive. Ravi's heart beat strong. He stepped out and raised his staff. You're looking for me. But two soldiers turned fast. One lifted his weapon. The other shouted, Stand down. Ravi activated the magnetic field. A blue wave shot out, pushing both soldiers backward. Their weapons sparked and fell. One tried to crawl away, but Ravi stepped forward and used the staff to disable the scanner on his arm. Why follow me? Ravi asked. We were ordered, the man said. You were part of Project Flame. You were not supposed to live. What is Project Flame? A test. A plan to find the first humans who would rise. Rise for what? Ravi asked. To lead, to build peace. But peace is not what they want. Ravi stepped back. His eyes burned with truth now. He knew they were afraid. Not of power, not of weapons, but of change. He left the soldiers and returned to the cave. Minna and Luma were waiting. We have to leave this place, Ravi said. Minna asked. Where will we go now? Somewhere they cannot reach. But first, we need others to know the truth. He pulled out the memory cube Dron had given him. It held more than memories now. It held proof. We share this, Ravi said. We show the world who we are. Luma smiled. Can we go to the green place in my dream now? Ravi looked at the trees, the sky, and the wind around them. Double quotes, yes. But first we light a spark. The forest around them was calm and quiet. The tall trees swayed gently in the soft wind. Birds sang far away. Ravi, Minna, and Luma sat near a small stream, the water clear and cold. It was their first day on this new world, a place free from the watchful eyes of the Alliance. For the first time in years, they felt safe. Ravi watched Luma as she dipped her small hands into the water. She smiled, her eyes bright and happy. Minna sat close to her daughter, her face relaxed and peaceful. We have time here, Minna said softly. We can start over. Build a life for us. Ravi nodded. I want that. But I know they will keep coming. The Alliance will never give up. Minna looked up at him. They fear what you represent. A new future. Ravi sighed. They asked me to give her up, to leave and never return. Minna's eyes widened. Did you refuse? I did. She is not just a child. She is our future. Luma looked up. I want to stay with you, Dad. Ravi smiled and pulled her close. Then we stay together. No matter what. The night fell over the forest, stars shining bright above the tall trees, around the small campfire. Ravi and Minna talked quietly about what to do next. We need allies, Minna said. There are others like us, others who want peace, who want to protect their families. Ravi agreed. We must find them before the Alliance finds us. Suddenly, a soft sound came from the trees. Ravi reached for his staff. Ready, Minna stood beside him, scanning the dark woods. A figure stepped forward. It was a young man, with kind eyes and worn clothes. He held up his hands. I'm not here to fight, he said calmly. My name is Aaron. I heard about you. I want to help. Ravi relaxed a little. How did you hear? Aaron smiled. Word travels fast. The Alliance is not the only one watching. Minna nodded. We need friends. Aaron stepped closer. I have a group. People who escape the Alliance's control. We live hidden, but we share information and help each other. Ravi looked at Luma, who smiled and waved at Aaron. If we join forces, Ravi said, we stand stronger. Aaron agreed. I will take you to the others. Days passed as Ravi and his family traveled through forests and small villages. The hidden group welcomed them with open arms. There were scientists, engineers, and former soldiers, all people who believed in a better future. Ravi felt hope for the first time. He worked with the group, sharing what he remembered about the peace missions and the Alliance's plans. But the danger never left. One night, the camp was attacked by Alliance forces. Ravi, Minna, and the others fought bravely, using their knowledge and skills. They pushed the attackers back. Luma stayed safe with the others, protected by strong shields. After the fight, Ravi stood among the wounded and the tired. We can't run anymore, he said. We must face them. Minna looked at him with pride. Together, Ravi smiled at Luma. We will build a future. For her. For all of us. The sun rose slowly over the green hills. Birds sang softly, and the air smelled fresh with morning dew. Ravi stood outside the small house they had built with help from the new friends they had found. Minna and Luma were nearby, laughing as Luma chased a small animal through the grass. For the first time in many years, Ravi felt calm. The weight of the past still rested on his shoulders, but here, on this peaceful world, the future looked bright. Ravi walked to the edge of a clear lake. The water reflected the blue sky and white clouds. He knelt and dipped his hands into the cool water. The feeling was simple but wonderful, a reminder that life could be gentle. Minna joined him, her hand brushing his. We've come far, she said softly. Ravi nodded. Yes, but we still have work to do. She looked at Luma, who was now sitting with other children nearby, playing and laughing. The Alliance will not stop searching. Ravi smiled faintly. Then we make sure they never find us here. Days turned to weeks. The small community grew, hidden deep in the forests. People from different worlds came to join, those who wanted peace, who wanted to protect their families, who believed in a better tomorrow. Ravi trained with the others, teaching them how to defend themselves, how to work with technology, and how to build a home from nothing. Minna shared her knowledge of science and medicine. Luma grew strong and curious, learning from everyone around her. One evening, as the sun set, Ravi sat beside Minna and Luma by the fire. Luma looked up at him with bright eyes. Dad, she said, will you tell me again about the stars? Ravi smiled. Of course. He began to tell stories about the stars, about the many worlds he had seen. about the hope that each star held for a new beginning. As he spoke, Minna watched him with a soft smile. She knew Ravi's memory was still a mystery, but she saw who he was now: a father, a protector, a man who chose love over fear. Suddenly, the quiet was broken by a soft beep from a small device Ravi always carried. He looked at the screen. A message, a known signal detected nearby. Ravi stood quickly. Minna and Luma stood with him. It might be the Alliance, Ravi said quietly. He moved to the ship hidden nearby and powered it up. The screen showed a small ship approaching. It was sleek and fast. Minna touched his arm. You are ready, Ravi nodded. For her, the small ship docked near their landing site. A figure stepped out. An older man with kind eyes. I bring a message, the man said. Ravi lowered his staff. Curious, the man smiled gently. The Alliance has changed. They want peace too. They heard about you. They want to talk. Minna looked surprised. Ravi kept his eyes on the visitor. What do they want from us? They want to end the fear and fight. They want to work with humans who choose peace. Ravi thought about the years of hiding, the battles, the fear. Could this be real? Luma stepped forward, holding his hand tightly. Dad, maybe we can make peace. Ravi smiled. Maybe we can. The visitor nodded. Come with me. Let us build a new future together. As the stars shone brightly above, Ravi, Minna, and Luma took a step forward, ready to face whatever came next. Together,